Okay, today we have sharing from Sister Kar Peng and Sister Suisan. Very good sharing. And after that will be followed by Abud Masters. Master DeYuen will be sharing. Okay, before we go into the sharing, let us have Sister Tzu Chi to share with us the summary of previous week. Sister Tzu Chi, over to you.
Good morning to all. I will share my slides. This is a bit lengthy, I must say, because last week we had quite amazing sharings. There are 3. The first one is Sister YY and Sister Effie about the Sri Damansara Recycling Center. The Sri Damansara Recycling Center has always been providing vegetarian meals. Every 1st and 15th day of the lunar month, they make this appeal. Be vegetarian, there are loads of benefits. Do it as much as your time and circumstance can permit. But because of the MCO that came to a halt for a while and started again for 3 months, beginning March this year in a more sophisticated style, bento meals were cooked and served happily to visitors. Everyone had an important role to play. It was quite spectacular. From educating the public to visuals to kitchen duties, more and more people were enlightened about kind meals without cruelty. With everyone joining hands, things are done in a jiffy. Volunteers were filled with Dharma joy even though all were busy. The superhero campaign was a real success, and every life saved is charted as another positive progress. Okay, so that's Sister Wara and Sister Effie. Next is Sister Suling about going online with the recycling shop. It all started with just a simple idea to prolong the life of clothes. The fashion industry contributes a big chunk to the global waste goals. With the on and off closure of the recycling center for pre-loved clothing, the team thought this was a good affinity to start online sales, says Sister Suling. Volunteers from Jing, the public, FEMA, and other Tzu Chi volunteers came to assist, to sort out the items and started to compile a list. Getting items in pictures and cataloging them so nothing is missed, taking pictures of clothes in the right angle so that you cannot resist. Sister Suling showed us the items that are sold. Some are very brand new, a handful that are old. Pre-loved clothing and items of accessories too. It is actually disturbing that more and more items thrown away are still very new. People do not understand why the fashion industry is so polluting. From the manufacturing, the distribution, the dyeing, and the water it is consuming. It takes 2,720 liters of water to make just a t-shirt. That is how much water we drink in 3 years. Can you imagine how much the earth is hurt? Think of the amount of clothes that are being churned out daily and the resources being consumed, thrown away nonchalantly. Wearing clothes 50 times instead of 5 reduces carbon emissions by 4,000% per item per year. It is time we review our buying patterns from wants to needs, my dear. As more and more people are now aware, the pre-loved clothing movement is growing. Hooray for cleaner air. Let us shake this taboo of reusing pre-loved clothes and dismissing them as an act of being poor. Instead, celebrate it as a gift to the world. Through our consumption, we are the environment's savior. Okay, the last one is Sister Elizabeth Liao. Her topic was growing gratitude, a practice of the heart and the planet. Sister Lizzie is a mom to Lila and a holistic nutrition coach. She is also a Reiki master and a yoga instructor and advocates the natural approach. More than that, she practices daily gratitude since 2016. Last Saturday morning, she shared with us the wonderfulness that she has been living. She explained the importance of having gratitude is, in fact, counting our blessings. Gratitude is really the happiness that comes from thanksgiving. Gratitude is the daily happy vitamins which is totally free of charges, free of side effects, and free of negativity. She highlights that Jingsi aphorisms are laced with gratitude. In fact, Tzu Chi's very foundation is an amalgamation of that attitude. Gratitude and happiness are the steps towards well-being and relaxation that will certainly result in better moods, better sleep, positive health, and less inflammation. Towards the end, Sister Lizzie led us through a guided meditation that melted away frustration, irritation, and led us to celebration and jubilation. And that's it. Over to Sister Kar Peng now, I think. Let me stop sharing. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Sister Cheng. Let me start my okay. Good morning, Abbot Master, brothers and sisters. This morning I will share about our current fundraising under Solidarity Fund against COVID and relate that to this phrase, 提灯照亮人间路, which is lighting up the path for all. This is a phrase that we sing every day in our prayer song. For those of you who have heard me this before, I'm sorry, you have to bear with me again. I used to ask this question: who is there to light up the path for us? And now, of course, I know the answer lies in us or with us. The light is not to be sought from outside, but it is within us. Each of us has a candle or a light bulb by the same name, has the same brand, which is the inner nature of true suchness, or our Buddha nature. But for the large majority of us, this light bulb is not switched on, or the pure light is being covered by layers and layers of afflictions, ignorance, and delusions that we have accumulated life after life. So Buddha has given us the chisels and the scrubs in the form of the Dharma to help us crack open these layers of afflictions and defilements so that this light within us can shine again. So the light really comes from inside out. And therefore, I take this phrase to mean purifying the self, share and transmit the Dharma to help others to purify their minds. Light up our own candles before we can help others to light up theirs, as Master said. Follow those in front of us very closely and look back to make sure that those behind us are following closely. And that is how together we can light up the world. Many of us will say, easier said than done. But the question is it really that difficult? And that really depends on how strong is our resolve to want to remove that filth, that layers and layers of filth, to let our light manifest. Well, opportunities are abound, especially in Tzu Chi. So I would like now to reflect on this phrase, using my experience in the current fundraising exercise under this called Malaysia Solidarity Fund COVID-19. This is an emergency medical aid for the third wave COVID-19 pandemic. And this was launched at the start of June to raise an estimated 10 million ringgit to buy urgently needed life-saving equipments for our COVID-focused hospitals in view of the very quickly rising cases then. Our hospital then at the start of June was already experiencing strained capacity, as our Director General of Health, Dr. Nur Hisham says. Occupancy rate at the ICU beds were already at about 100%. So for many, it is a life and death situation. And we're still, right now, he said, just a month later, we are already at 120%. And what it means is that 20% of the critically ill COVID patients, the stage 4 and 5, are on a wait list for a bed. So our doctors are now playing God, deciding who should get a bed and who should be given a chance, a possibility to live on. So that is really the devastating state that we are in right now. As Solidarity Fund comes on the heel of our fundraising for India in May, if you all remember, it was not an easy start because it is a very tough economic situation right now. And also for many of us, we have already tapped out all our relatives and our friends. So I've reached out to many people, the rich and the famous. I have written many emails and sent letters to those known and unknown to me. And I've also reached out to friends to share their contacts. And I'm glad a few of them actually came back to share their Rolodex. And we did numerous presentations to individuals and corporates. As usual, you know, my initial targets were what I call the low-hanging fruits, the rich and the famous, thinking that this is only a small change for them. But contrary to that belief or that hope, rejection rate was very, very high, I must say. And I like to share with you my experience with this multi-billionaire that I've known for many years. I've approached him earlier on to donate to Tzu Chi International School. But then he told me at that point in time, he said his company's foundation is giving out scholarships. So he wasn't interested to donate to build schools unless it is very, very rural schools. And this time around, I decided to ask a friend to approach him, hoping that, she has a better affinity and hoping for a different result. But it came back the same thing. And this time around, he says, Tzu Chi is a Buddhist society and he's not interested in donating to any religious groups. So it's difficult with many of these people. They either remain as warlocks or they don't feel that they need to add fuel to brighten up or to share with other people. And as many of you brothers and sisters, I'm sure this round when you approach your friends or relatives to donate to biomedical aids, the common question that you face is that why do we need to do that? Where is the government in this? We are taxpayers, we have already paid our dues. Why do we need now to buy medical equipments? So many of these questions, I'm not judging, but they are valid. But I have no answers for them. So I told my friends that let's not debate over this because at the end of the day, none of us are going to come out a winner. In fact, if the healthcare system collapses, we will all be in a very devastating state. We all will end up as losers. So I told them that let us all get together and do what we can. And true enough, our Director General of Health came out this Thursday, or recently, a couple of days ago, that our healthcare, our frontliners are at break point. They are burning out. And it is really, really heartbreaking to hear this. It's not like any other activities that Tzu Chi members can just put on a rope and, go in and help them. No, that is one profession that we can't help. So we remain as helpless bystander. But that is one thing that we can do, is to help to ease the pressure of them, to give them strength by donating and buying equipment for them. So if 10 million ringgit can help to hold up our healthcare system. That is a great good deed that we can do for our nation. 10 million, it's a lot of money for any one of us, but it is not inconceivable if we can all chip in a little, whatever amount that we could help. So some were convinced, but some were not, but still, they donated because I asked. And what I've learned is that we must not be deterred by rejections, especially this time around. And my observation and experience is that more often than not, the rejection actually starts with us, just like our own afflictions. We fear to approach others because we have not fully convinced ourselves that this is the right thing to do. We are shy to ask because we still have those same questions unanswered. So like Master say, purify the self before you can light up the path to purify others. So at times like this, we must have very firm resolve. If it is right, just do it. And this is how I feel in this round of the current fundraising. Shut out all the noises and the obstructions. Instead, focus the mind in saving lives. Believe that saving lives is the right thing to do, and it is the responsibility of all of us. Believe, like Master said, we live in the same space. And like the precept says, do not kill. And the first of the 10 good deeds is protect lives. So when we go out with such purity in mind, nothing can smear that good intent. And we must be fearless. So we must believe that when one window closes, a door, if not doors, open up. For example, when I emailed my ex-boss in Hong Kong, Mr. Tang Kok Yew, by the way, he's the elder brother of Brother Eugene Tang in Singapore. He was very busy that day and only got to read my email late at night. He called me the next morning at 8 a.m. and told me that, he woke up at 3 a.m. that morning and waited till 8 a.m., to call me. I wasn't sure if, I've written such a disturbing email that he couldn't sleep that night. So we spoke for an hour and same questions being asked. And I was honest to tell him that I don't have the answer. But what I know is that we are running out of time and we have got to do something with, saving lives, helping the doctors. And I basically pleaded and said that you have got to help me to do this. And he's one boss that has always supported me. So within 2 days, he wired in US dollars, 250,000 from Hong Kong. And that is $1 million ringgit and 10% of what we have wanted to raise. At that point in time, he gave me a lot of hope and confidence. And it is like a big spotlight has just been turned on. And then there was also this entrepreneur that I actually have not been in touch for 25 to 30 years, which is my bad. He happened to be in one of those presentations that I made. And subsequently, he contacted me and said he has banked in 200,000 to the Solidarity Fund. I was speechless on the one hand and really embarrassed on the other hand for not being in touch for such a long, long time. So we have got to believe that there will be, ripple effect. There are also those known and unknown to me, came from friends of friends, people that I cold call or introduce electronically. Some of them actually came back and donated. There were two actually who donated each 25,000. And they didn't, say much except they got my contacts and they emailed the receipts to me. So the lesson learned here is that we have got to keep expanding our circles, and we never know actually how many hearts we can actually touch and awaken. So we must not actually deprive others from the chance of giving, and we must not assume that others are as doubtful as we are. Also, in times of difficulties, creativity is aplenty. Brother Chifeng came out with this idea that perhaps we should approach the Buddhist group, an idea that actually led to unexpected outcome. At the end of our meeting with the Buddhist group, I was asked, what else can we do? And I told them that I wish to actually reach out to the interfaith groups, to have religious leaders to stand behind and support the Solidarity Fund as one nation. And Sister Pailing, who is the president of Buddhist Missionary Society, she put up her hand and said, yes, she can organize for a Zoom meeting with various leaders. So the interfaith group meeting was arranged on the 10th of June. When the leaders of various faith groups decided to join hands with us after our presentations, I was like so over the moon. And that brought bright sparks amidst this period of doom and gloom. So here I would like to share with you a 6-minute video, which will give you a gist of our presentation to them, what this Solidarity Fund is about, and also the reactions from the various leaders. So let me try to share the video. We are trying to do is to get people to pull all our resources together. Tzu Chi has the resources and the experience to actually pull all the data together from various hospitals and assess their needs so that we will know exactly what is needed and where. We can therefore be very effective and efficient in responding to their needs without having, any duplication in supplies by multiple donors. In this way, we are also freeing the hospital staff from fundraising, from calling and dealing with multiple donors, as well as supplier of equipment. They shouldn't be doing this. They should be saving lives in the hospital. So we are very happy to take over that part of the job from them. So what we are proposing is this Tzu Chi COVID-19 Malaysia Solidarity Fund, which is an emergency fund in response to the SOS calls from hospitals to supply acute medical life-saving equipment. And what we really want is to form a formidable force to lead by examples, to inspire compassion, unity, and harmony. That is really demonstrating great love that is the same values across all religion or faith. So these are some examples of the key medical equipments that have been requested by all hospitals. So we are in this midst of fundraising, and what we would really like you to do is that if you can actually reach out to all your members, make them aware that there is this fund currently in running for a very short period of time because it's an emergency aid.
I think this is wonderful work that Tzu Chi is doing. I wasn't aware the scale, the enormous scale that you have been doing. You have all the people on the ground. So I think half our work is done. I think in a sense you have been there. Now it's the money I think that needs to flow into this whole thing. I think you've got all your people on the ground and everything is there. I think this is where I think I will also share this with MCCBC. We've got some people there, some people here that belong to that organization. But nevertheless, I will do my best to try to fill the coffers so that we will help our fellow Malaysians.
Actually, we have heard of the great job done by Tzu Chi. In even the ones I heard a few years back was during the typhoon in Philippines, and a few other places, if I'm not wrong, in Nepal and so on. So keep up the good work. Just as Archbishop Julian mentioned, that the focus now is on money, on funds, and it is an emergency fund. That is the key point here. And
almost every one of you all know we used to work together many years. And I would like to highlight this moment. We have been talking, dialogue, whatever, interfaith. But this is the right time for us to be united together. We must take this good message, clear message to our own community, Buddhist message to the Buddhist community, Muslim community, Christian community, Hindu community, and try our best to convince our people to come forward to help ourselves as well as help others. So, and help our nation and citizen of Malaysia country. So after this, we must be action, not only dialogue and meeting, action like this. So we will be able to build up. We don't have to talk about politics. We don't have to talk about this and that, but we can work as one family of our Malaysia.
Yeah, because time is of the essence. From last weekend presentation from Brother Seo and Sister Kar Peng is so critical, so urgent. So we thought, we should really put our effort. Yeah, we will put our effort collectively and go all out to get the community together and really save Malaysia.
I think we should actually maybe forming an action group, and then from there, then that they become the channel for us to actually get in touch.
Let us really have a prayer and hope that may the amount that we're talking about be successful. May we be able to get the amount, the amount that we're targeting for, in order to help out situation the hospitals and clinics that badly need them. And
Yes, and that was the gist of the meeting. So let me now continue on with my presentation. Sorry, I cannot find my presentation. Yeah, can you see the screen now? Sorry.
yes, we can see the screen.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so at the end of our presentation to the interfaith group, Secretary Victor, we asked, what are we looking for from these leaders? I don't know whether you all saw, my expressions on the screen just now. I was actually shy and actually felt a bit awkward when I said, I hope that they can reach out to their members, let them know that is this emergency fund that they can all donate to make a difference. I felt awkward because I wasn't sure if that was too much to ask of them. And I wasn't sure how they may react because that was my first time actually talking to so many leaders and elders of different faiths. So it was unprecedented for me. But the lesson learned here is that if we don't ask, we won't get. And you never know actually what the result is. And they responded positively. So again, we must not assume and be hindered by our fear. Believe that everyone has Buddha nature of kindness and compassion. So at that point, I felt regardless of how much money we could raise or would raise from this meeting, we have all actually won by just being agreeable to join hands to stand as one nation. So in other words, I felt that we have all actually scored the same winning goal. This is the list of interfaith groups who have come in to support and endorse Solidarity Fund that is spearheaded by us. After the presentation, all of us actually got into action. They actually all felt the urgency. And as you heard just now, Brother Lai suggested that we should form an action group, and actually we did form a secretariat, a small group of us. And we have been very active communicating. And Archbishop DeYuen Liao, he is the president of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Malaysia. He actually presented the case to all the bishops. And he called me subsequently, and that he told me they have agreed to donate ringgit 1 million to the Solidarity Fund. I was, again, speechless to have, 20% at that point being fulfilled. And not only that, they have also reached out to their community, encouraging them to support and donate directly to Tzu Chi, as you can see in the letter here that they sent out to all their members. And they also published an article in their own newsletter. Like here, you can see church works with Tzu Chi to help hospital. And Archbishop DeYuen himself came and joined us in the distribution at Sungai Buloh Hospital. And a friend received a message from her friend telling her that after receiving this letter and also reading this newsletter from the church, she decided to actually have her annual donation to UNICEF to put the other half with Tzu Chi. And this will be a recurring annual donation. So this is what, like what Brother Joe earlier said, that, the ripple effect, and we must believe in that. And then the Buddhist and the Muslim group also got into action. The Muslim Brothers under EXIN, which is a Allied Coordinate Council of Islamic NGOs, and Global Peace Mission Malaysia. They subsequent to our meeting, they held discussion with us, and they came out with a wakaf that is more to adapt to the needs of the Muslims. And they target to do a short period crowdfunding exercise to hope to raise 500,000. It's a bit slow on their end, but nonetheless, it is great effort because they are reaching out to a bigger group of Malaysians whom Tzu Chi traditionally did not and could not have access to. And also on the right-hand side, you can see that the Buddhist Gem Fellowship similarly have also reached out. They sent out flyers to their members to donate either directly to Tzu Chi or via their own account, and subsequently they will donate the lump sum to us. So Solidarity Fund is a success story, I must say. It shows that unison is beautiful. Unison is uplifting for the spirit. And I consider it as a real blessing to have the condition to experience such a beautiful state. Whilst money is important, as you could see here, in a short 1 month, we have raised 10 million, almost matching the amount that we have spent and committed. And that amount was raised within just a very short period of 1 month. So even while money is important, but I feel winning hearts mean so much more, especially people of different faiths to stand behind a great cause, and in this case, saving lives. So if we have not reached out, do something that we have not done previously, we wouldn't have achieved such results. Individually, of course, we can donate, but why confine to just a self when we can actually invite so many more people to come forward to do good with us and light up a brighter path? So the result that we have achieved from that one meeting with our Buddhist brothers and sisters, and then the interfaith meeting was far, far beyond our expectations. But the bad news is that given where we are now, with the new cases continue to escalate and with such high mortality rate, our initial target of 10 million is not enough. And that's the reason why we have decided to continue to extend the fundraising. And when we went back to the groups, a few of them, they could understand. And the question they asked is that, what else can we do? What more can we do? So even though Solidarity Fund didn't have an easy start in this very difficult economic condition, but I would personally rate this with the greatest success, not only in bringing in the money in the shortest period of time, but it has given us much success in touching the hearts and awakening love in so many more Malaysians. It has also provided us a platform actually to share with many more people Master's teachings and the great work of you, brothers and sisters, all of us Tzu Chi volunteers. And to me, that is really the sharing of the Dharma to awaken love in many more Malaysians, in lighting up the spiritual path for all, regardless of race and religion. So our goal in spiritual practice is actually to join forces with everyone to have unity and harmony. Truly, the masses is where our strength lies. I got to reconnect with people that I knew from before, and also got to know people, and also now start to develop, a greater affinity with people whom I just met by urging each other to do good together. And I believe this is really the way we light up each other's candles and make the path brighter for all. Yeah, that's my sharing this morning. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sister Tzu Chi. I'll stop share.
感恩 Sister Kar Peng for such an inspiring and wonderful session, wonderful sharing. And indeed, it's really inconceivable when we planned for this. We didn't expect the COVID to continue seems to be getting worse. Yeah, as Sister Kar Peng said, we are not stopping. Definitely, we know the situation is not that. It's in fact not only not decreasing, it's getting seems like getting worse. So this is the time for us. Hearing, and I'm sure everyone is inspired. It's time for us to continue this great effort. Next, so much, Sister Kar Peng, for inspiring us. And next, let us invite another very diligent and inspiring sister who never stop in this effort to benefit the masses anytime, everywhere, anywhere, and reaching out to everyone. Let us invite Sister Susan to share with us today. Kak En.
Hello. Hi, brothers and sisters. Maybe I should take out my mask. Hi, brothers and sisters. Can you hear me? Right? Can you hear?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm at Jing at the moment. Today is my turn to be on duty. Very grateful to brother to Sister Tzu Chi for inviting me to share. Actually, after listening to Sister Kar Peng's sharing, actually, I feel very much inspired again. Perhaps I should push myself to get more donation, to help this to raise fund for Malaysia Solidarity Funds. For me, is actually I just play a very small role. Just like as after actually I have a PPT. Okay. I just want to share is that actually I have no idea about sorry. Okay, today's my sharing is on upholding my vows. Actually, I make vows from time to time. What I along the journey of walking on Tzu Chi path, I do have vows that what is my what I wanted to do, because I have to push myself. If not, I'll be slacks and I will turn less diligent. So if I have a target to reach, then I will push myself forward to reach the goal. For this round, is actually is on fundraising for this Malaysia Solidarity Fund. When sorry, I'll just, because I'm so touched with Sister Kar Peng sharing that I also lots of words. Yeah. And this round is my vow to raise this 500,000 for Malaysia Solidarity Fund on actually by end or this vow was made on end of May to fulfill it within a month. Why such a short term, within a month, to raise this money? Because of the high urgency, actually like raising against time to save life. So how does this come about? I only heard about there's a fundraising going on, but I have no idea what's the fundraising about. I saw the message in the entrepreneur group, oh, there's a fundraising, but actually I have no idea what is this fundraising. So until Sister Su Xue invited me for the Zoom meeting, I can't remember the date of that about it was hosted by KL Entrepreneur Group. So then I said, okay, I will join in this Zoom meeting and hear what is being shared. So then I was very touched with the sharing by Sister Sylvie, Sister Josephine, and Brother Sio about the condition in the current condition and how bad is the COVID situation. Because we only read, sometimes we don't know until we see it ourselves. We hear it. Because especially now we are confined at home, and it's like we are in a different world. We are not in touch with the masses. And when they describe the situation, at that moment I was very touched. Hey, this is something I can do. I must do as a Malaysian to save Malaysia. So those who are to me, like save the country. So wow, this is something great that we can do. And I say, especially in normal times, there's no way that we can say, oh, we want to donate to hospitals to help out, to buy beds or buy whatever medical equipments for hospital. I don't think we have any chance of doing that. But now the chance is before me. Should I grab this opportunity to do more for our country, and especially is to save life? Yeah. So I think you have to go to the next stage. Yeah, Sister YY. So I at that moment I just made a vow to. Okay, I wanted to raise 500,000, but this figure actually is half of what I used the earlier vow of 1 million under K1K. Why is it half? I said I know that the situation. But of course that because I'm very much involved in the stock market. Yeah. So I know that because the group of people that I approach and has everything to do with stock market. So when although they are still very rich, but then their mood is actually determined by the markets. So if the mood is 1 million, then in K1K was because the market was very bullish, and actually money was easily made. So it's so easy to ask for money. But this time is that the market has been in the doldrum, and then day after day of high number of COVID positive cases. It's really the market sentiment is so bad, huh? Yeah. So and then also like say market also rumors saying that like ongoing rumors of we are entering into MCO3. I said, wow, this is even, and then businesses will stop operating. So even like say existing one also have to go on 60%. There will be restrictions. At the time is we do not know what was the restriction, but after June, I think by 1st of June, we know that each plant can only be operating at 60% manpower of total manpower. Yeah. So there's so much it's quite chaotic. And then I say, oh, this is a time I have to ask money from them. So I say, wow, this is a big challenge. Yeah. So I when after I make the vow, of course I will put it to action. Yeah. So after putting the action is that I have a list of regular donors. They have been those are very generous. So when I approach one of them who is actually he's a multi-millionaire. This one so I say, the figure that I named, I think should not be a problem. But I never thought of that. Oh, he said, Susan, I don't think I'm ready to give that amount. I may have to slash it. I said, because I know that they just received a very big dividend. Yeah, big dividend. So and the figure is only decimal points, just a decimal point. So to them, no. I said, cut lah. Okay. When I hear that, it's going to cut. So I said, okay, that means my original time, because when I want to hit the 500, I thought I can just approach less than 10% to hit the target. When he cut that amount, I said, wow, then I got to expand my list, So, okay, then I start to replan. I have to go through my plan again and see whom should I get to replace the amount that this person has rejected. So what he did give, but of a lesser amount. So I have to go back to the planning board again. So have to re-strategize what should I do and who should I include. Yeah. So but I'm also amidst of all these roadblocks, of course, I think of this roadblock, but also it is also ask me to rethink, what should I do, and where should I get the money to within a month. Yeah. So and this is such a bad time to ask corporate for money, and they said, wow, with MCO and operation cut by 40%, so it's the heart whether they actually they have the money, everyone has the money, but whether they really want to give to you. So actually I have to think what is the right time to call them, So it's like every day and night, every day that I open my eyes, I will look at my list. Who is my next target? Who should I approach today, So to hit my goal to save life. I say, because this is of very urgent because money is needed, and actually every day we hear about, now, because unlike in MCO1, MCO2, we only hear at the distance, and no one is, they're not related to you at all, So, but this time is people nearer to you, the people that has infected with the virus and hospitalized, and they're in ICU, so the type urgency. So of course, like news from Tzu Chi also of reflecting how urgent the situation. So I said I need to get this money as soon as possible. So whatever way. But then I say, then the timing, how should I approach them? So sometimes if I think my that I know that the time is right for me to make that call. So I just quickly make that call and be fast in asking them because this round is that I can't see them face to face. I need to do only phone calls. Over the phone, they can reject me, because face to face, normally if I name the amount, they won't reject because it's face to face. I will persuade them, and then they will just automatically give me the amount. Over the phone, they can hesitate, and then they think, whether, and then they will say, no, Susan, I've given to a lot of people already, I have done a lot. I say, well, please save the ration, just, it's something that save life, it's you just have to keep going. And I mean, it's just a small change for you, why not? It's just save life, that's this urgency, yeah. So sometimes that because sometimes the goal, is still a distant, especially like say by middle of month is still quite a distant from my 500,000 goal. Actually I feel so very exhausted. I say, every morning to look at the list and take which one I have to go and how much I have to ask, and then if I open this amount, will they reject me or not? No. So I know that some of them they're stingy, so they're not as that's all they want to see, because I cannot say, oh, you like follow us, like contribute without expectation. They still have expectation, so they will expect you to do something for them. So I got to come up with strategy how to help them first before I ask the money. So I got to hold a lot of meetings for them, with the fund managers, and then how to plan the promote in a way, promote their companies. Of course, these are all good companies. It's not that anything that is not good, but then I have to bring up. So in the process, because of wanting to do something for them before I ask money, so actually also helps me that actually I have a series of talks, a series of talks to host each corporate to update the fund manager. So then after doing that, then I will later on a day or two that I start to ask for donation. Of course, the amount that I ask is not big, but then it's still, I know that if I add it up, it still make up a meaningful amount, to help to save life. But in the process, I think because I said every day we listen Dharma, if we give up so easily, I say, what's the point of listening to Dharma every day? Wake up so early, but we learn nothing from the Dharma. So, so when I think of, if I put up extra effort, there's life to be saved. I must keep going. So sometimes, because time is of essence, and to save life. So actually sometimes I've gone very aggressive. So of course my mom over here overheard what I do. So he said, I think, Susan, no one want to take up your call anymore at the rate you are doing. I said, no, don't worry. They still need me one. Don't worry. I will after that will do something for them. I just go and get my money to save life first, no? I said, Mom, this is time to this is time that we have to save life, and not every day we can do this, and let's do it lah. Let's do it. So I also have to be very grateful to my parents. So they also take out their savings to to help these to donate to these funds. And I also very grateful. They're also a very generous donors as well. When I named the figure, they didn't say no lah. So they also pleasant, especially those I think that I no chance of getting. Then suddenly I say, hey, they actually donated. So I say I shouldn't give up. Actually, I still have. Now the Sister Kar Peng said we have to raise more. So I said I should go back to the list that I have not approached, which I put it aside. Yeah, I have put it aside. Now I think I should go back to them. Like I say, we should do what we can to save more life. So very grateful that by end of the month, I already fulfilled this 500,000. Actually, it's a good experience because all this while I've been raising funds for international school, for K1K. Actually, it's on very smooth one. It's very easy. You name what figure, people will just give to you, and I can just hit my target so easily. Well, this round is different. It has various challenges, and the amount I asked for is actually it's peanuts. But it's rather the person wanted to give. Yeah. So I think, of course, I come across good one, the stingy one, various. So but it's a good experience. I feel that it's a blessing to be able to contribute. At the same time, also raise loving kindness and compassion among my donors. I will take Sister Kar Peng advice that I should reach out more, do more to bring in the money to help more to save life. Yeah. With utmost sincerity, I hope that this pandemic be over soon.
感恩 to both Sister Kar Peng and Sister Susan for such inspiring and heartfelt sharing. I trust everyone on board. We are deeply touched and inspired, and let us continue this effort. I also reminded myself not to stop. Yeah, our mission still continues on, and this is the time, like Sister Susan said, it's not that we get it every time. Of course, we do not wish, but this is the grand lesson and a great opportunity that we have. Let us continue. And let us invite our Dharma Master, our Abode Master, to lead us here. Over to Abode Master.
Good morning, everyone. I'm not the one to share, but I just wish to give about certain feedback on what has Kar Peng does share with us. So I'm DeYuen. Can you all hear my voice?
Yes, Dharma Master DeYuen.
Can you all hear my voice? Can?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, because just now I was coming a little bit late, but anyway, I just happened to, at least I can listen for about 15 minutes of Kar Peng sharing. I feel that it's very, very good about the ripple effect. In fact, I was thinking of last month when 1991, there's something happened in China, and at that moment, our Dharma Master has already said that everything, even including the flowers or the how should I say, a lot of things have their own good thoughts, you see. So that's why our this commissioner, maybe I use Mandarin to talk about it. So 在1991年的那个华东水灾的时候，因为我们的那个水灾，所以当时候上人就呼吁我们的委员们发起一颗善心，来为这个大陆的水灾来募款。当时候他们就是说万物皆有情，所以他们就对玉兰花来表达然后玉兰花真的开得非常的快，而且非常的漂亮，拿去义卖了之后呢，所以就有钱可以去捐助。所以 我们可以看到的就是这个心是效应哈。如果我们的心是善的，心是好的，这就是我们讲刚才咖啡讲的那个 ripple effect， 对不对？所以当我们的心是善是好的话，我们就可以把它呼吁人人都把它就是把它结合起来哈。所以我们可以看到的就是这一次的跨宗教、跨信仰，大家共同来结合在一起。所以这就是我们相信人人皆有佛性，就是因为人人皆有佛性，所以可以集合在一起，然后把这一份爱心启发出来。就像在几年前上人一直呼吁，就是100万菩萨招生上人没有住在马来西亚，但是他希望马来西亚可以祥和，所以我们就是必须让更多人来去做这样子的一份好事。所以我们可以呼吁大家共同一起努力，共同来接引这一些更好的人所以大家可以集合在一起来做更多的事情所以真的是非常的感恩。还有苏珊他也是很极力的，当然款项是一部分，但最重要的是大家那一份的善心，因为我们就是呼吁大家可以把所有的这一份善念集合在一起，就好像我们每一天的祈祷，每一天的早晚课，我们都一次一次希望说大家都可以把这种善的力量集合在一起，然后去回应给所有自己，也希望这一波的疫情更减少。当然推速不要忘记，这也是非常重要，也希望大家在去劝募的时候也顺便也可以跟大家分享切实的好处所以DeYuen就分享在这里Thanks for everyone and thanks for sharing. So I so sorry that I use Chinese to feedback to all of you. Thanks a lot. 感恩。Sister Tzu Chi.
感恩 Master DeYuen for the great kind advice. Well, I very grateful to all our our master and our sisters for sharing. Indeed, maybe I also seize this opportunity to share. Yeah, Master also keep reminding us on this vegetarianism. In fact, very recently I have this friend, Tata, she's not a Tzu Chi volunteer, but I've been since last year when our Dharma Master reminded us on this vegetarianism. I have been sharing with her, and she without me really I was thinking not sure whether she will take the advice, but she really took it in and she started to adopt vegetarian for herself and her 2 children. One is a baby, and the husband, she says she tries very hard, but it's still not easy. And only recently she feedback to me she has donated. She apologized for not keeping in touch for long. I still daily send her Jing and inform her what activities Tzu Chi has, and she donated 1,000, and she shared me a story. She said this one is for the donations Tzu Chi is doing now, which is the Solidarity Fund. Same time, she wished to share that her baby, her toddler, is being taken care by babysitters. And during this COVID, imagine 2 of her babysitters, I think she changed babysitters, 2 of them also infected by COVID. But because the baby is a vegetarian baby, she has tried adopting. Because when I tried to promote vegetarian to her, I understand then her baby have eczema issues. So it was just a nice time. And because we know eczema, we often heard the best medicine is to adopt vegetarian. So she really took that in, and she said the baby was spared. The baby was not infected despite having 2 babysitters with COVID. So we could imagine the power of this vegetarianism, and of course very grateful to her for still thinking of Tzu Chi and donating to Tzu Chi. So it's today with today sharing, I also reminded myself to keep doing it. I also must repent. I was not so diligent on this, but really very grateful to each time listening to all this wonderful sharing, and we see so much suffering around. We are reminded, and we do not give up. Okay, okay. Maybe we seize the opportunity and invite to the floor, because we still have time today. Sister Lacey, sorry, I think this one is a bit abrupt. Sister Lacey, we could see her. She has very good sharing on these donations recently. Sister Lee Sim, are you able to be unmute? Sorry.
Thank you,
Please
Sister.
share. Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Tzu Chi. I'm so touched by Sister Kar Peng. I think we have to join forces. And for me, I always see if let's say there are good videos, I always grab opportunities. You know, like recently, we got that video that, you know, in the interfaith, they go out to help the hospital. And then just so timely, we got the English version out, you know, was yesterday, I think. And so ngam, our cases shot up to 9,000, right? So I quickly, you know, take that video and then I put a message, you know, and send out to my friends, you know, to say that, you know, this is the time really we need to come together. You know, I never ask for the amount. You know, I say anything. You know, because now is a very good time for us to go and uncover the kindness in everyone. You know, we must reach as far and as wide. You know, we don't. I think for me, I won't say the amount, because when you talk about money, people start to attach already. You know, they will think, hey, this 1,000 or this 10,000 is you know, it's like, you know, taking a part of my, you know, it's taking away some part of me, you know. So they have got that mental block, you know. So when we want to, you know, it's better to touch their heart than to get the money, you know. That is the most important, because once they are touched, they will go and inspire others, you know. So I always try to, you know, inspire them, you know. I'll just say, if you can help, come and help, because like Sister Kar Peng say, the doctors are playing God, you know. I'm so, you know, it's so heartbreaking to hear that, you know. I mean, their job is not to play God, you know. So it's so stressful. I can imagine, you know, when they put on all the PPE and whatnot, the sweat and whatnot, and then the mind is already so stressful, their lives to be safe, and then yet they have to worry about, I don't have this equipment, you know. It's really such a terrible situation, you know. So I think our job is just to extend out to as many friends as possible, just to touch their hearts. Don't talk about money. Once they are touched, you know, they are inspired, then they will move on, you know. I think that is my way. Okay, thank you.
Sister Lee Sim, Sister Lee Sim, you're very humble. Actually, she got a few very heartfelt sharing on how she mood sing mo ai. Sister Lee Sim can share the few stories on how Sister managed to inspire the charitable hearts in others.
I think for me, whenever I have got, you know, I think our Tzu Chi, our 人文发展室 is doing a very good job, you know. They have all these videos that are very touching one. No, we must make use of that as a, I think that is a very good tool, because I will send out to, I'm very particular about, you know, why are all these videos in Chinese, you know, because we want to reach out to interfaith, we must make sure that it's in Malay or it's in English. So every time when I see this video that come out in Chinese that really touch me, I quickly go to office and ask them, can we do a translation or not? And I tell them I can help you to do translation. That's why I can see this video keep coming out, like yesterday one, and then so thankful to Stephanie, you know, she is the narrator, and I will just help in translation, because this one, if you want to break into this, I know, into all these different races, we must change, you know. We cannot just keep producing in Chinese. That's what I do. So I try to help whenever I can, you know, whenever I can that is possible to, so that, you know, all these good messages are reaching out to the masses. That is my aim.
Sister Lee Sim, for inspiring us. Okay, brothers and sisters, okay, we still have some time. If anyone wish to share, Sister, yes, Sister Stephanie. If sisters, we know Sister Stephanie is always very diligent and compassionate. Always.
I think Sister Tzu Chi will have something to say. Sister Tzu Chi.
Sister Tzu Chi.
Sister Tzu Chi has raised her hand. Let her speak.
Yeah, let her speak. Please.
I've never thought of volunteering with the vaccination center, because I know that we need the first dose. But even after I got my first dose, the thought never crossed my mind. It was only from one of the WhatsApp that Sister Riani and Sister Lacey was just sharing about the requirement in MIECC. They need a volunteer. I was thinking it's a little bit far, but Jing Hall is a lot nearer. So I just thought, although there was no request for another volunteer in Jing Hall, I like to be able to volunteer. And my son's class ends at 12 o'clock on Friday. So the timing seems a bit right now. And actually I had another Zoom call at 4 o'clock. So I was thinking, oh my goodness, it will be overlap. But if I don't seize this opportunity, I don't know when I will ever have it. So I took it and I just broke away for a while just to attend the Zoom and I come back. But I think it was 11 hours and from the experience, it was just last night. I came back, I was totally tired. We don't appreciate the frontliners enough. I mean, we say it, but there is nothing like being there. Just the face mask alone with the band. Brother PS was saying, I would take a picture of you, Sister Tzu Chi, but I cannot see your face because it was all fogged up. Just when I'm breathing, the condensate just accumulates here. It is really, really not comfortable, but we persevere because people are coming in. We had 1,004 vaccinees yesterday. And the experience is so moving. You don't have time to think about yourself. And I put myself in the shoes of a person who's just vaccinated. When I was just vaccinated, the things I want to know. So there are, I have to explain the second dose and when it will come over and over again. And I was counting because we have four counters, about 250 times, but every time we have to take every person as an individual, just hearing this for the first time. So it has a lot to do with the cultivation of patience and appreciation of the people that are working so hard to combat this. And that's my sharing for today. Thanks for letting me share.
Sister Riani, please continue, Kak En.
Good morning, brother and sister. May I suggest Sister Eng Hun to share? Sister Eng Hun has a very Sister briefly. Yesterday, I did share the video to Sister Eng Hun. And Sister Eng Hun is so inspired. Then she asked me, is this Solidarity Fund is still ongoing? Actually, I'm not sure, but I just said, yes. So she immediately shared it to her contact and used the video and the format. Then she told me, better I read the message that she sent to me. She said she is just doing a very minimum. Then all of us are so inspired to her, and the effort she put is nothing compared to all of us. They said, let us do our best and hope we can help those in need. Then she also said she will spread the news using the video again and get as many people to contribute. To be a giver is a great blessing than be a receiver. Before that, when the first time she heard Sister Kar Peng sharing on, I think, live caption training, she also very touched and directly contacted me. Can I also get maybe a Sister Kar Peng number, or because she really want to reach her corporate friends to donate also. That's why I'm really touched by Sister Eng Hun. Kindness lah. Speechless really. Sister Eng Hun just joined us, but her heart is really so compassionate and very inspirational. So yeah, I think that's all that I can share. Maybe Sister Eng Hun can share more, but I don't know whether she's here or no. Okay, that's my sharing.
Sister Eng Hun, Kak En.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sister Rani, for sharing. Indeed, I'm really inspired like what I've told Sister Rani by all the effort and work that is put behind, especially on the solitary funds that was being shared by Sister Kar Peng. So, and in fact, when she shared me the video yesterday, again, it touches me. So I felt like there's so much work that has been put behind this. So, and there are people that still have not maybe really see the messages. So maybe with the video, we can actually use it at the maximum to actually touch people's hearts. And immediately after she shared, I actually forwarded to all my contacts. And indeed, I was very blessed and happy that some of them came back again and said, hey, you know, I've sent this video. I said, yeah, please help me to spread around there. And say, well, it's a very good video. And this morning, when I actually opened up my WhatsApp, I saw that, oh, my friends reverted and said, oh, yeah, I've forwarded, and these are the people, some of the people have actually donated. So I think I will use every single of the opportunity, if possible, to spread the news around. And with this beautiful, nicely done video, which I believe there's a lot of effort that's been put in, it can actually touch a lot of people's hearts. And I'm truly felt very grateful and honored to be part of the team. And I think Tzu Chi is really doing a lot of good work. I hope everybody, especially my Hualien friends, I can actually influence and get them to actually come in and contribute. Yeah, so thank you very much. And that's my saying again, that to be a giver, to be able to give is actually a blessing rather than a receiver. So that's my message as well for all my friends, and say that, hey, look, you know, that if you're able to give, don't you think it's a blessing compared to be the receiver? Yeah, thank you very much, brother and sister. Thank you. It's my sharing.
Sister Tzu Chi.
Yeah, yeah.
Cảm ơn Sister Sister Ying Hun. I would like to share a bit. Actually, it's about this Solidarity Fund as well. But I have to say that I have to keep the person's name anonymous because she doesn't wish to reveal herself. But this goes back because as you know, all this while we have always tried to do菩萨早生. We have always been doing what Master wanted us to do, and just the little things that we have been doing all these years, right, is accumulating. And you don't know what it will accumulate to, whether it's getting recyclables from, encourage people to do recycling or anything, small little actions that we have been doing all these years, right? Then suddenly it will culminate at the time that is most needed, especially during this Solidarity Fund that came, you know, that affinities or causes and conditions will converge. And people will really, you know, manifest their the conditions come where they manifest their this what do you call that, great love and kindness. Yeah. So I just want to share the story that I from a neighbor of mine, you know, from the place I used to stay. And years ago, I got to know her, you know, actually it's through recycling, you know, I was picking up, you know, picking up recyclables, you know, from here, there, you know, in the Padang and all that. So I got to know her, and then slowly, you know, I went to her house to also pick up recyclables, and then she also became a donor. And just every time I would go to her house, and then I would share Master's teachings with her, or bring the magazine to her and talk about. So it's like what we always do, you know, 讲主节啦, you know, 做主节 and 讲主节啦, do Tzu Chi work and talk about Tzu Chi. So to all these people, you know, and she was always very supportive, you know. But recently with this Solidarity Fund, she actually heard Sister Kar Peng talk about saving lives, and she just called me, you know, and said, Stephanie, I want to donate 150,000. I was like, I was shocked, you know. All this while she has been very supportive, yeah, but just causes and conditions just come together just at least that you expect it, you know. And then I say, okay, fine, you know. I was, you know, dumbfounded actually, but I went to try to arrange for Longtong, you know, to actually get to deepen the affinity with Tzu Chi and Master. So I applied for the Longtong, and the amount was Long Dong now is also 149,000 already. So actually, so we got that done. And then that day was a Sunday. So, you know, I invited her to join the Zhi Gong Chengzang Ban. And she, you know, very swiftly, things just happened like so swift, you know, she joined the Zhi Gong Chengzang Ban, you know. And then the next morning, she called me and said, Stephanie, I want to donate another Long Dong. So just within the span of 3 days, you know, 2 days, she donated about 300,000. And I kept, you know, went over to her house to settle everything. You know, my husband went and then we bowed to her. And she kept saying, no, thank me, don't thank me. I really must thank all of you for teaching me what Buddhism is all about. And I really am very touched and very thankful to this sister. This affinity, that's why we always say droplets. We cannot underestimate droplets of effort that we keep on putting in as we walk this path, because one day it will culminate in something that is really life-changing and life-saving.
Oh, Sister Stephanie, I'm also tearing already. 很感动哦, Sister Stephanie. Yeah, anyone who wish to share, please seize the moment before we end.
Yeah, for the opportunity to share. Yeah.
No.
So sorry, I can't reveal who it is, but yeah,
worry,
she's among
it's okay.
us. She's among us.
Oh, 感恩 Sister is really very heartfelt. 哇，真的很感恩。Yeah, each of us with our own affinity, droplets 真的是 don't never underestimate. Anyone wish to continue sharing, please? Seize the opportunity. I'm also very touched. I think it's really the sincerity. Our team, every time we visit the Guyan Fu, we will seize the opportunity and ask them to donate even RM1. Actually, now we can't. So during online, we will ask them to pledge the donation, because later in the bamboo coin, we will take from there. So each of them they have this chance to do kindness. Okay, with that, I think let us let us end the session, and we are very grateful to Master DeYuen for guiding us today, and very kind to
say something.
Yeah, please go ahead, Guyan.
Okay. Maybe I just share something about it. Really thankful for all your sharing. Really very touching. At every droplet that effort that you have done previously, in fact, we can see the fruit is growing up, and all this goodness thing is go into our consciousness as well. So now I just would like to share with you about what has our master say this morning. Okay, let me share the word. Can you all see my screen?
Yes,
Sorry.
we can see.
Okay, so as you see this morning, our master say about this word, Wang to the Wang, and then she was telling us that Wang, in fact, the two words are combining together. The Wang on the top is about dying. So you forgot. It's like something like your heart is already dying. So you forgot about lots of things. So this is very important. So when we are busy on a lot of things, we don't get our heart be forgot so many things as well. So we have to keep our mind consciously, so that we can do a lot of good deeds as well. On the other hand, just kind of like share with you about this, maybe my screen, let me see. I'm not too sure how to use, but anyway, I would like to say that pulling together in times of trouble. Maybe you all can read out as well at your side. This civil pandemic covers everything like a haze. When will this long road end? This river of affliction, how can we cross over it? Let us have great awakening and realization. Let us have wholesome love. Let us rise to dependence and uphold a vegetarian diet. Let us feel gratitude and respect as we pull together in times of trouble. Let us have right understanding, right view, and right thinking. Let us make vows, do good deeds to bring about harmony with no disaster. So I end my sharing and hope everyone will be in peaceful and healthy as well. 祝福大家福慧双修，感恩。
感恩 Master DeYuen for guiding us and inspiring us on this very 感恩 Sister Kar Peng, Sister Suisan, and many wonderful sisters for your lots of heartfelt and wisdom sharing, and most inspiring. I think this serves as a nutrient for us, encouragement for us to continue walking the path and seeking more kind-hearted relations to everyone. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for your presence. Hope that each of us could sustain the Dharma joy and seek in another piece of Dharma Master and Hualien love for life.